Oh boy, unbelievable, uneffing believable. As if today's game wasn't bad enough, I have worse news for you. The young Cav cannot be here, so you're stuck with the salty old bull for the post game. I mean, what garbage? Just what garbage? What are we gonna do? Well, I tell you what, you know, I'm not the first to put heat on Kraft, try to put heat on Kraft. And if you've been a longtime fan of the show, you will know that I actually called for Kraft's head probably about 8 months ago and asked that his son take over. His son is more of a businessman who I feel like his heart wouldn't get in the way of decisions. And I feel like the old man, his father, has made too many easy decisions with his heart behind it instead of his brain. This joke of a coaching staff, this joke of player personnel, decision makers, it's like anything else in life, anything else. You get what you pay for. And this this team he has put together to run his franchise is just an absolute pile of cat puke. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And I'm glad Kraft's taking heat for his decisions, for being cheap, all that good stuff. He can't save face at this point. He just can't. He needs to turn this over to his son. I know that the family's not going to sell the team. I wish they would do that and give someone else a fresh start. No, they're not going to do that. So let his son take over because Kraft has already made his bed, right? He would be too embarrassed to be able to fire Mayo after year one, after what he said after the first Bengals win, how I had Mayo down as my coach 5 years ago. I knew he was going to be a success. So I foreshadowed this. And yeah, and here he is. We're already off to a great start winning. Now the Mayo hire looks like just a complete disaster, an absolute just train wreck. And he's got to go. He's not the guy. And it's not just him, it's the team of coaches he got around him. And it just all starts with Kraft. It's as simple as that. You get what you pay for. They paid next to nothing for Elliot Wolf to be the GM. They're paying next to nothing for Mayo to be the coach and put this all together. He needed to spend real money on a real GM. That's what he needed to do. He needed to spend real money on a real coach. Tell the GM, tell that real GM, not Wolf, that bum, tell an actual real GM, hey, checkbook's yours. We need to replace Belichick, get somebody in here who's going to do a good job, get us back to that level at some point, at least respectable. And he did not do that. He just cheaped out left and right. And then when you get that real GM in there and he pays top dollar for a real coach, tell the GM checkbook's open. We have 90 million in cap space. Go to town. Build a respectable team around this third overall pick, rookie prize quarterback. Do what you got to do. None of that happened. And this is what we get. We get this absolute embarrassment of a team. And, you know, it's just brutal, painful. Jalen Polk stealing this from one of my buddies on Facebook. aka N'Keal Harry. This clown brags about having the best hands in the NFL after dropping several passes over the last few weeks, and he has the gall to drop 2 more passes today. I mean, what the hell is going on? I understand the second one would have been a great catch. He got absolutely popped the second the ball hit his hands, but that's what NFL players do. That's what real wide receivers do. They catch the ball, they get absolutely popped, and they hold on to it unless they get knocked unconscious. But no, Jalen Polk, 2 more drops today in my book. Just absolute N'Keal Harry. Can't get separation. Always covered. And, today was it just extra frustrating, right? Because the offensive line actually gave May a little bit of time today. But as we saw, when May would throw the ball, these receivers are garbage. There's no separation. Almost every throw he has to make is this super tight window, super covered. So, if it's not one thing or it's another. But then again, the offensive line, they couldn't put together a full game though, because their run blocking was disgusting. Absolutely no holes for the running back. Good thing we have, Ramondre Stevenson, one of the best running backs in the NFL. Does no good if there's no holes. That's why you've said for a million years, Barry Sanders much better than Emmitt Smith. Barry Sanders didn't have anything to work with. Emmitt Smith, best offensive line in the history of the game at the time, giant holes to run through. That makes a difference. You need to give your running back some space. This Patriots offensive line was terrible run blocking today. No space whatsoever. And then the defense. Holy cow. The defense. What an embarrassment on the field. They literally ran the ball 17 straight times. Think about that in today's NFL. 17 straight times. Literally telling the Patriots, hey, we're running it again because you cannot stop us. Like the leather helmets were on and the forward passing game in the NFL was non existent. Oh, Tim Hilliard. I think the turning point was when our tackle was injured. It gave Drake about a half second less in the pocket. Yeah, that factors in. But Tim, I agree, but I feel like the time for May today wasn't, still great, but it was there. And then he'd throw the ball downfield and you'd look and no one's open. Or you'd see these weird things where there's like 2 Patriots wide receivers like in the same 5 yards of each other. So there's like 4 Jacksonville Jaguars defenders. Like what kind of plays are we drawing up here? Why are there group receivers in such small areas? Because that just creates more coverage. It's absolutely gross. I can't stand this. Like this rookie show we have going on offense. Alex Van Pelt is just terrible. His play calling, no creativeness behind it. There's no creativeness anywhere. Covington on defense, where's the exotic blitzes? It feels I call him preseason Covington because it feels like we're just in this basic zone that teams mostly play in the damn preseason. That just usually the offense picks it apart because it's preseason. Everyone's working on stuff. No one wants to give anything away. I don't see anything exotic about our play calling on defense. There certainly isn't as far as our offense goes. Like, holy plain Jane. It's just disgusting. It's like just drawing up a couple plays in the dirt. Like, hey Joe, you do a button hook. Hey Larry, you go deep. And hey John, you do a drag. It's like there's nothing there. There really isn't. And I don't know what to say here. It's just gross. It's embarrassing. We need Jonathan Kraft to take over this team and simply say, my dad was one of the best owners of all time, blah, 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 give him his roses. But I'm going to run things a little differently. I am going to put this program back into football people's hands. Mayo, I love everything you've done for the team, but you're gone. Wolf, thank you for trying. We appreciate everything you did for us. You're gone as well. And bring real football people in. Spend some money, okay? Not promote from within, not make Al Groh the next guy after Wolf. Spend some real friggin' money on a GM tell him to spend some real friggin' money on a coach and coaching staff, and then tell that GM to spend some real friggin' money in free agency to bring some real players here, not Steve Viner off the street, not my buddies that I party with in Clearwater, because that's what it feels like they're bringing in. Just no name after no name, bum after bum. Get some damn talent in here. I don't want to hear about how free agents, they usually don't, live up to the money and all that. Doesn't matter. We're so bad. Even if a top notch free agent plays a little below his standards, it's still better than what we have. We just can't go this route anymore. It's disgusting. It's gross. And we just can't. Changes need to be made. It just does. And it's like so dejecting. There's like nobody cares. Everyone's tuned off. Like I don't have anyone chiming in. Like I don't blame you people. I wouldn't want to invest a second into this team as well. It's just it's awful. We used to laugh at these other franchises. No, we are now the laughing stock, people. It's like we're have to pay for those 20 amazing years we had with Brady. It's like we have to the bills due now, like the football gods are saying. Now it's your turn, Patriots, to suffer like most teams usually do. Tim Hilliard, trade first overall pick for left tackle. No, absolutely. I'm on the same boat as that. I always said at least if we get the first overall pick, we can trade down just low enough to still get an elite left tackle, which is by far this team's biggest need, and then get more picks and get a GM who knows what he's doing so those picks don't go to waste. Like Wolf did, drafting Polk. I mean, I guess it's not too late to give up on him, but man, it does not look good. That kid is already slipping and falling out there. He's dropping passes. It is off to a really rough start. And it's not like he's getting major separation. So that pick looks like a disaster. Caden Wallace, the third round pick, I said the day after the draft, I hate this pick. I watched film on him and I was not impressed. And that dude did nothing. And he's out for the rest of the year. Nothing tells me he's going to come back next year. Just a slow plodding tackle who just played a lot of college ball. I have no idea what they were doing with that dude. And I mean, Baker showed flashes early at camp, and he's so bad in practice now. He's so bad as like a head case, and for the team, they don't even activate him. So Maye's the only promising thing to come out of this draft. Maybe the Bell kid taken in the 6th round as a tight end. He's got some potential. Dial, their cornerback in the 7th round, just invisible. It's just awful, people. It just Leighton Robinson got off, another guy got off to a great start in camp at right guard and just can't stay on the field now. And when he does, he's underwhelming. So what he it's just I feel for all of my fellow Patriots and Tim Hilliard. You're right. At least we have the Celtics and Bruins. Looking forward to their 2 seasons. I mean, that should be some fun right there. We should both teams should have deep runs well into June. Hopefully, the Celtics are back in the NBA Finals, repeating, and hopefully the Bruins are actually back in the Stanley Cup, taking home another cup. And that's what we have to look forward to, people. It's going to be rough going the rest of the way. Hopefully, the Patriots don't get May killed for the rest of the season, and he continues to develop because I lost track of that again. I loved what I saw from May today. He made some mistakes. Yep, again, rookie, second freaking start. Okay. He almost had a bad interception, it looked like, on that one to Hooper. That's not May's fault. Hooper should have just sat in that zone. That would have been an easy catch. I don't know what the hell Hooper was thinking, cutting it up to the outside, and it went right into the defender's hands. The one he threw to Osborne on 3rd down before that, that was definitely May's fault. Not a good throw there. But again, rookie's going to make his mistakes here and there. But man, awesome to start this game. And then it just like the bad coaching, the bad blocking on the run blocking kept putting him in 3rd and long, and then the drops, setting that kid up for failure. Hopefully we don't lose him. Hopefully he becomes a better quarterback after this year and we don't break that kid. So we'll have to see. But Anyway, people, um, thank you if you tuned in. I don't blame you if you didn't. It's a rough go here. So love you guys. We're gonna be doing our Celtics, you know, preseason. I mean, season outlook show. So that's gonna be coming up. I'll let you know on Facebook when that is. Hopefully, we get a lot of Celtics participants to actually celebrate a real team, our championship Boston Celtics, and we'll talk about them in their upcoming season and what to expect, surprises as well. And so be on the lookout for that. All right. And Tim Hilliard, yep, not so sure they were all May's fault. There were a bunch of blown routes by the looks of it. That's what I said. Yep. That one where he threw it right into the Jaguars defender's hands, that's Hooper. He should have sat in that zone. He was open. Instead, he cuts it out where there's actually a defender out there. I don't know what the hell that was. So, what are you going to do, Tim? This team is hot trash, dumpster juice, garbage. But anyway, all right, people, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and thank you for tuning in.